Today is a very dreary day outside, and I'm going to do some baking in a bit. But what do the dogs do while we're inside and just puttering to pass the time? Well, they're pretty cozy, I tell you. Maddie gets to go to the groomer tomorrow. They're all curled up in her bed. Oh, my drawer is open. Sorry, Maddie. Hi. Yeah, you better get your rest today because you gotta go to the groomer tomorrow. Oh, and we're on the move. And Wrigley is all cozied up on Mom and Dad's bed. Hello, Wrigley. Oh, you can come say hi now. Oh, big stretches. Yeah, you're too close, Wrigley. You're too close. There's not enough room in here. What are you doing? Huh? You wonder what Mom's doing? Huh? Yes, I know. You're such a sweet girl. Such a sweet girl. Yes, you are. Got both ears? Yes, and under the chin. Oh, yes. Okay, you love it. Oh. Are we expecting something now? Yeah? What? What? How about the other paw? Oh, do we need a treat now? Do we need a treat? Sure. Mom will get you a treat. This week we want to talk about the dogs. So last week we saw about Brent. The week before that it was all about me, where I came from, and this week we thought we'd do a piece on the dogs. Yes, Madi and Wrigley. We'll start with Madi because she's the oldest. Madi I met when she was, I think she was like 4 weeks old. In the paper, and we went out and saw her. That was a year before I met Brent. Madi came to live with me and my family in 2007. She was thought to have been a purebred Sheltie. They were wrong. It was a very young mom who was a purebred Sheltie. Here's a picture of her there. And she had a small litter of puppies that they thought, because they had a male Sheltie and they had a female Sheltie, very different in age, and so they thought they were purebred Shelties. Turns out little mama got out, and Dad was something along the lines of a poodle. We got a shoodle. She's a Sheltie and a poodle. So I picked her up from Burnaby when she was 6 weeks old, and I drove all the way out to Abbotsford, and she howled the entire way for about 45 minutes or so. My heart was breaking, so I pulled over and I took her out of the back seat, out of the crate, and put her in my lap, and we drove the rest of the way home like that. She was just a tiny little thing. She fit right in the palm of my hand. When I met Brent, Madi and I were a package deal. Brent learned to love Madi very quickly. They were inseparable. He used to play with her, he used to cuddle with her, and for the guy who said the dog doesn't get to go up on the bed, that was really short-lived. Or on the couch, that was short-lived. I added the blankets. Dogs don't go on the couches until the blankets are on. Madi and I did lots of road trips together. When she was a puppy, I used to do a lot of sort of roaming about, and I used to throw her in my pickup and away we went on a drive. So she was always there by my side. Madi's done great as far as road trips and stuff go. She's just gets in there, hunkers down, and chills until it's time to get out. She doesn't like it if we stop along the way and get out, though. Maddie and I moved into the condo in 2008, shortly after I had met Brent. And in fact, he helped me move in. That was awesome. That's when I knew he was a keeper. Anyway, so yeah, Maddie and I moved in there and fixed it up, and we used to walk around the block regularly, and that was her exercise. And then we started running together. Maddie's favorite thing to do while we were at home is, in the summertime when the doors were open, is she would chime in with the ambulances and the fire trucks. And I lived right behind a fire hall at that time, and every time a fire truck would go by, she would be howling at the window. I never discouraged it because, quite frankly, she wasn't nearly as loud as the fire trucks. Check it out.
Maddie, what are you doing? Are you helping?
Maddie's been by my side. We've been together. Maddie and I have been together for the whole almost 14 years that she's been around, and she's starting to slow down. In fact, she's really just wanting to go to bed right now. We did our walk, and she just wants to go to bed. Are we getting tired, Maddie? Yeah, she's tired. Maddie's our super travel dog, and we're hoping that we get to keep her around for a few more years. So now let's talk about Wrigley. About 4 years ago, probably a little more than 4 years ago, I had puppy fever. I was seeing all these commercials on TV about adopting dogs from the SPCA, and if you're wondering, I've got a treat for Wrigley over there. I just really wanted to get one, and I had a particular dog. I was hoping to get another Sheltie, but Brent wanted something bigger, and so I'm like, well, how about a Border Collie, which was ideally what I wanted, or an Australian Shepherd or something along those lines. So I started looking, and first I kind of looked in our close area, but there was a lot of terriers, and it wasn't the kind of dogs I was looking for. So I expanded my search into the province of British Columbia. So I found Wrigley in Williams Lake. And after a search for a few months, I had also, earlier that year, in 2017, or 2016, I had stopped running. So Wrigley was kind of a project I was looking for, something to focus on, rather than, I can't run. Yeah, so getting a puppy was going to make that all feel better. Maddie and I jumped into the car, and we drove up to Williams Lake and back in a 12-hour period. There and back. We left at 7 in the morning, and I was back actually before 7 o'clock at night. So, got a little bit of a lead foot. It was a beautiful sunny day. It was November. I was a little scared at first that the roads are going to be bad, but I had clear sunny skies the whole way up there. If you look back at some of our other videos from the fall, earlier in the fall, we had gone up to Barkerville, and we went right through Williams Lake, where we had mentioned that that's where I got her from. First night Wrigley spent with us, she actually spent in our bed, because if I put her in her crate, she cried the whole time. So I picked her up and snuggled with her, and she fell asleep, and I eventually was able to fall asleep too. So spoilt puppy from day one. She got to sleep with us in the bed. Not a lot has changed. She's in the bed every night. That's okay. She gets down when she's feeling squished, and we had to ask her to get down, and she just goes. Wrigley, on the other hand, as much fun as she is, was not as good of a traveler. Wrigley would get sick. We went on a trip in the car, and we were just over an hour away from home, and Wrigley started throwing up in the back seat. She hadn't eaten much of her breakfast, so I don't know what she threw up. So the rule of thumb is Wrigley doesn't get to eat prior to going in the car. On long trips. On short trips, she's fine. She does drool up a storm, but the throwing up has stopped. And we tried gravel, we tried all kinds of things. Nothing seemed to work. But she's better now, and in the truck, she'll have her moments of drooling and stuff when we've been in the truck too long, but we just open up the window and let her hang her head out for a little bit, and we keep the back window open in the back of the truck, and that seems to help her a lot. She's settled down now here. She's nice and cozy, sitting beside Mom. Wrigley was 8 weeks old when I picked her up, or roughly 8 weeks old. We don't know her true birthday because she was found somewhere out in a field on a reservation just outside of Williams Lake, and along with the rest of her siblings. And there was 2 of them that they offered me. I was supposed to pick up a different dog that was a little bit older, and I think it was like 6 months or 8 months old, and somebody else who came all the way from Vancouver Island to Williams Lake to get that dog. That was an Australian Shepherd, and they offered me Wrigley instead. There was 2 puppies, and there was something about Wrigley's eyes that she was so loving. Yes, she had a certain sparkle in her eyes that we just kind of thought, hey, that's the one right there. They called her Cha-Cha, which that name never sat with us. It was she's not a Cha-Cha. She is pretty cheeky though. She knows I have treats for her. Yes, I know, Wrigley. I know, Mom's talking. I know, right? Wrigley's favorite thing to do is to chase rabbits. And thank you, Riggs. Her favorite thing, she loves chasing rabbits. We had to actually, before she jumped out of the trailer and hurt herself, in this RV park, there's a field in behind us, and there's a half a dozen rabbits out there at any given time during the summer. And she would jump out the door and she would just fly after them, and she was right on their heels. I don't know that she would ever hurt them, but she really tried, you know, it was funny because you'd watch a couple times she got away, and it was like you saw the rabbit running across the road, and then Wrigley, and the rabbit, Wrigley, back and forth. So it was gotta stop. That was her favorite thing. So now when we go outside, she has to have her leash on first, and she has to listen and wait until Mom says it's okay, she can go outside. We haven't really played fetch with her very much. It just hasn't. Maddie, we used to play fetch with her all the time in the apartment, and then Wrigley we just never played it. She goes and chases the ball. She'd rather chase a rabbit, and she doesn't get the whole bring it back thing. So it hasn't been something that we've really worked on. We've just been working on good behavior and not barking at other dogs when we go by when we're on a leash. When she's off leash, she's fantastic. And here's some clips of her and I going for walks in the park along the trail. These days, Maddie is starting to slow down a little bit. She's coming 14 years old. So Wrigley still wants to run. She needs to run. It goes bonkers when we go on our walks. So I'm going to put Wrigley in the truck and give Maddie her treat, and she's going to stay here and curl up on the couch the whole morning. We went for a regular walk this morning, but the whole morning she basically just hung out on the couch and kind of had her eyes open, but was just like, no, I'm too tired to move. So I'm not going to torture her and take her on I think it's like almost 3 kilometers, the trail that we like to go to. And then Wrigley can run around and chase squirrels, and I can get my steps in, and we don't have to feel like we're dragging poor Maddie through the woods. Hey, Wrigley and I are out on the trail. Maddie's at home, chilling, and I'm about to let her off her leash before she rips my arm off. Looks like the windstorm brought some more trees down in the park here. Hey, Wrigley, would you like to run? I want to smell. Okay, you ready? Ready? Zoom, let's go. Come on. Okay, maybe not. There we go. It's a little late in the day. Whoops, my bad. Wrigley, are there too many smells? Wrigley, let's go. All right, dog needs to run. There's so many smells. It's been so long since we've been here. The weather's just been not cooperating. And whenever we go for a walk in the park with the dogs, Wrigley is just chomping at the bit. She just wants to go. Anyways, so I'm gonna get a good brisk walk in. And I'm a little concerned because it's very wet still. And I didn't bring my boots. I got my runners on. We'll see how wet it is out here. Okay, the point of this is Wrigley's going to run. And hopefully not stop in what used to be a nice puddle for a drink on the way back. Got water in the truck for her in a bowl. And there she goes again. Get in all the smells. Come on, Riggs, let's go. Let's go. Wrigley's really good off leash. She doesn't run away. She goes around a corner. She usually doubles back or peeks, or if I can't see her, I call her. She stays close by, stops and smells, doesn't bother other dogs unless they get in her face. And we just had a guy with a bike go by us, and she was so busy sniffing she didn't even realize he was there. So typically she's pretty good. Getting a little bit dark now. Oh, winter. When can you be gone? I'm ready for the days to start getting light again. We've been doing this for what, 2 months? No, I guess it's only been a month since the winter solstice. Yeah, but it feels like much longer. Back about Wrigley. She's catching up on all her smells that she hasn't seen for a long time. Come on, Wrigley! Wrigley! Let's go! Come on, dog, let's go! She went that side. Oh, something else to smell. Something else. Was that such a good run, Wrigley? Yes, was that so much fun? Are you waiting for something? Are you waiting for something? Is it time for a cookie? Huh? Is that a good girl? Take it nice. Leave some crumbs for the squirrels. You need more water? Huh? I put her leash on before we go in the parking lot so that she doesn't end up getting run over. Because you just don't know who's out here. Okay, up you go, Riggs. There we go. That's your spot, isn't it? Is that your spot, Wrigley? Huh? Is that your spot? Do we get one more treat? Yeah, Mom has to buckle you in yet, too. So she's totally tethered in. Got the carabiner here. I don't know if you can see it. Head down, Wrigley. So the carabiner goes through the loops, and we buckle in to the seatbelt there. Maddie has a similar kind of a situation where she gets all buckled in too. That way we don't have dogs flying around in the back seat, and they have their spots. Hi. Are you such a good girl? You such a good girl? Oh, that's right. How about the other paw? There we go. Okay, have your treat. Hope you enjoyed that bit with the dogs and the last few weeks about us. So that's us and what we're about. And next week we're going to get back into some of the more RV relevant items. We're going to talk about our favorite RV gadgets and why we like them. So we'll see you next week. Remember to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. And remember to hit that bell for notifications. Bye for now. Wrigley's paws were all twitching a minute ago.
All four of them were just going.
No? Why is that comfortable? Our head's like hanging off.
Well, you had to say something.